Good day, everyone. I am Angeline Pastoral. So, for today, I'm going to give you a brief information about the history of science and technology in the Philippines. So, for the history of science and technology in the Philippines, we have this three stages: the pre-colonial history, the colonial history, and post-colonial history. For the pre-colonial history, it is the time of the first Filipino or the first human that is living in our country. So, in this time, the early natives already had activities linked to science and technology even before the colonizer came. So, the first human or the first Filipinos that lives in here in our country already has a knowledge to the use of fire. They created or make medicines out of plants, and they use stone as a weapon. They can already create a clay pot, and also during the time they have their own writing system, which is the baybayin. So for the agricultural revolutions in the pre-colonial history, the methods in farming of the first Filipino is also the same as what our farmers is using in this time. So stones for recording. Usually it is carved in the walls of the cave, or just a piece of stone. And then they just what like I have said, they created a clay pottery and soil minerals for metallurgy. Barter of goods and resources. This happens between our country and the neighbor country. And after that, the colonial history. So the colonial history happens not in time of Magellan, because on March 16, 1521, the Magellan's expedition landed on Homonhon Island in the Philippines, but the colonization of the Philippine island wasn't successful of or during that time. So when King Philip II becomes the king of Spain, it is the time where he instructed Luis de Velasco to prepare a new exploration or expedition, and it was headed by Miguel Lopez de Legazpi. Aside from the spread of Catholicism, the Spaniards also contributed in terms of science and technology in our country. Just like, for example, in engineering, they created churches, they built churches and schools. In the medical field, they introduced courses related to medical field, which is the medicine and the pharmacy. They also do research in agriculture and industry, and also they promoted or started the cultivation of indigo, cotton, cinnamon, and silk. So after the colonization of the Spaniards, we have the post-colonial history. After the World War II, President Marcos advocated on the importance of science. According to him, advancement of science and technology shall have priority in the national development. President Marcos created the National Science Development Board. He recognizes that technology was the leading factor in economic development and channeled additional funds to support in applied sciences and science education. He added the Philippine Coconut Research Institute to the NSDB to modernize the coconut industry. The NSDB established the Philippine Textile Research Institute, and they explored the uses of atomic energy for economic development. In 1972, he created the National Grains Authority to provide for the development of rice and corn industry to fully harness it for the economy of the country. So during that time, our production of rice and corn is very good, and we are on the first spot in producing the rice and corn. So he also established the Philippine Council for Agricultural Research to support the progressive development of agriculture, forestry, and fisheries for the nation. And it is in the time of President Marcos where the Pag-asa is established. After the uh, after President Marcos, there goes President Cory Aquino. In the time of President Cory Aquino, she replaced the National Science and Technology to Department of Science and Technology, or the DOST, and it was given a place in the cabinet. So after that, they created a task force for science and technology. So that's all. Thank you.